Imagine an island frozen in time, where a colossal, rusted graveyard of World War II warships sits permanently wedged into the shallow coral reefs, actively being swallowed by an aggressive jungle. Welcome to Chuuk Lagoon. Buried in the isolated waters of Micronesia lies the Ghost Fleet, the largest underwater ship graveyard on our planet. Over 60 massive combat warships, aircraft carriers, and hundreds of fighter planes were sunk to the ocean floor during a single catastrophic military strike. For decades, this lagoon was avoided, whispered about as a haunted underwater tomb containing the remains of thousands of lost sailors. But today, it has become a high-stakes arena for marine science. We are diving into the violent history that created this iron reef, the toxic chemical threat rusting inside these warships, and the accelerated evolution rewriting the rules of marine biology. To understand how a peaceful tropical paradise became a twisted steel graveyard, we have to look at the unique volcanic architecture of the Pacific. Millions of years ago, a shield volcano sank into the ocean floor, leaving a circular ring of dense coral. This created a completely calm natural harbor spanning 2,000 square kilometers, entirely protected from violent open ocean waves. Because of this natural fortress design, the Imperial Japanese Navy chose Chuuk Lagoon as their primary command base in the Pacific during World War II. But in February 1944, the United States launched Operation Hailstone. A relentless 2-day aerial bombardment turned this volcanic harbor into a boiling basin of explosions. The very geologic features that provided a perfect defense became a trap, ensuring an entire navy was sunk directly to the lagoon floor. Normally, nature takes thousands of years to build a mature coral reef framework. But the arrival of millions of tons of industrial iron and steel directly onto the sandy lagoon floor completely changed the timeline. The high iron content in the decaying ships functioned as a powerful fertilizer, triggering a hyper-accelerated growth rate among deep-sea corals and sponges. Over the decades, cold, lifeless military weaponry, like massive anti-aircraft guns and tanks, has been completely encrusted and morphed by living organisms. The sunken ships evolved into complex artificial reefs, becoming one of the most biodiverse and densely populated marine ecosystems on Earth. By introducing millions of tons of structural steel at once, this site of destruction bypassed the natural growth cycle to create a thriving sanctuary in just a few generations. But beneath the vibrant surface of this ecosystem is an invisible ecological threat. These warships did not sink empty. They went down fully loaded with millions of gallons of heavy petroleum fuel, toxic aviation gas, and thousands of tons of unstable military munitions. For 80 years, constant saltwater exposure has relentlessly corroded the internal steel bulkheads of these vessels, thinning the metal frames year by year. Marine scientists monitoring the lagoon have warned that these decayed hulls are reaching a critical structural tipping point. The heavy weight of the ocean is pressing down on rapidly weakening steel. If these hulls collapse, they will trigger an unstoppable oil spill. It would suffocate the coral atolls, poison the marine ecosystem, and destroy the surrounding island's livelihood. The danger of Chuuk Lagoon is further amplified by unique microclimates trapped inside the sunken ship cabins. Because the outer coral atoll blocks heavy ocean currents, the water inside the enclosed holes is completely stagnant. This lack of movement creates deep, zero-oxygen environments. Down in these isolated corridors, normal organic decomposition completely stops. Divers exploring the deeper cargo holds have found perfectly preserved historical artifacts. Everything from intact medical supply bottles and uniform buttons to human bones sits entirely unaltered in the deep silt. However, this stagnant water also traps toxic heavy metals and lead compounds inside the rooms, preventing them from washing out into the open ocean. These zero-oxygen chambers exist as a double-edged sword, a historical sanctuary where the past is frozen, but one that is also a highly toxic dead zone, survivable only by specialized anaerobic bacteria. Chuuk Lagoon shows how nature can reclaim and rebuild over the most violent physical traces of human history. It is a fragile environment where military engineering and marine biology are dangerously fused together. Which do you find more compelling? The fact that a fleet of war has become a thriving sanctuary for marine life, or the looming environmental threat of its rusting oil tanks? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Earth's hidden history, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another solo documentary. Extreme environments often hold the most complicated stories of destruction and renewal. Thank you for listening. Stay curious, and I will see you in the next video.